Bracketology presented by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, breaking down the 2020 UIL Texas High School Football Playoff Bracket. I'm Greg Tepper, Dave Campbell's Texas Football. This is 1A Division 1. We're talking six-man football, and we've got heavyweights everywhere. I think this has a chance to be pound for pound the most fun bracket in the state. It is really going to be, as soon as we get really past the first round, every week you're going to have bangers. You're going to have outstanding games because I think, especially at the top, the UIL did a really good job of spreading these teams out so that you have these powers in a lot of districts that are going to start colliding as early as round one, but especially in the second round. Let's start with Region 1. Okay, this is insane. I think this region is crazy good, okay? You've got Borden County, of course, a team I think that needs no introduction. The Coyotes have been unbelievable under Coach Trey Ritchie. I think this team is in for a run. But, of course, they've got Kroll, who is, I think, a sleeper in this region. Spring Lake Earth, off to a fantastic start, an unbelievable year as they are still transitioning down to the six-man level. But they get White Deer out of the gates, and Hunter Warminski is a superstar for the Bucks. Meanwhile, Knox City off to a great start. They get O'Donnell. I think the Eagles are really solid as well. And then you've got Happy and Petersburg in the first round of the playoffs. I think right now, once you get past this round, I'll say this. You will have a 2 seed, a B seed, beat an A seed. I think that's going to happen because there's too much talent in those second place finishers. Region 1 was always going to be loaded, but when you take a look here, once you see the 8 teams that comprise it, it is really ridiculous. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. One of the most unpredictable regions. I think I look towards Borden County as the favorite, but Happy's playing very well as well. Let's go to Region 2 now. I mean, what do you say? Okay, you got the number 1 team in the state in Sterling City, who of course beat Westbrook, their district rival. By the way, I think there's a fair argument that Westbrook might be the second best team in the state in 1A Division 1. That's not even to mention a team like Ira, who is a district champion of District 7. I think that team is really loaded, playing their best ball right now. And then there's Rankin. Deshaun Goodley has been unbelievable for the Red Devils, and they think that this is their year. So, and then by the way, I think Hermley is a really solid team as well. This is an absolute cavalcade of contenders here in Region 2. I think you're going to get a Sterling City Rankin second round matchup, which is going to be one of the best games in the state at any level. I think the winner of Ira Westbrook has a chance to make a run. I think Garden City is dangerous as well. So Region 2, absolutely ridiculous. Let's now matriculate over to Region 3. Okay, here you've got the defending state champs in Blum. They got off to a slow start. I think they're starting to figure things out, and their defense, I think, has been excellent all year long. That's a team to keep an eye on, of course, as the defending champs, but they've got a tough road to hoe, especially with one of the breakout stars of this year, Abbott. The Panthers have been great. Terry Crawford has that team rolling. Their defense has been spectacular. A bit of an interesting challenge in Week 1 against Avalon, a team that got in on a tiebreak on the last night. Union Hill has been playing very well as well. I think this region is going to be a lot of fun. Keep an eye on St. Joe. I think St. Joe might be a little bit underrated this year. But overall, I look at this as Abbott, Blum, maybe into a regional final. At that point, you throw it up in the air. Those are 2 coaching staffs, by the way, that know each other extremely, extremely well. Let's go to Region 4 now. Region 4 has got a lot of fun as well, okay? Especially when you take a look at a potential second round matchup. Let's say that form holds, right? Hypothetically. Let's say that all the district champs win. That means you would have May and Jonesboro in a second round matchup. That's an unbelievable matchup. Tigers, I think, have been excellent this year, maybe flying a little bit under the radar. And then you have Lakey and Water Valley. That is an outstanding matchup. Water Valley is an interesting team that got off to a slow start. I think they've been hit pretty hard by COVID, but they have figured it out and been outstanding when they've been on the field. Going up against Lakey, who of course still a relatively nascent six-man program, they have been excellent this year as well. I think you've got a lot of fun, especially once you get past this first round. This second round may be the most loaded in the state. So when you take a look overall at 1A Division 1, I don't know if you really have a power region. I think maybe you would lean towards Region 2 when you're talking about Sterling City and Westbrook and you're talking about Rankin. That might be it. But I would also say that Region 1's got a ton of balance. I think Region 3's got 2 contenders at the very least in Abbott and Blum. And then down here, it seems like it's anybody's ball game between the district champions. So 1A Division 1, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we will have complete coverage for you at TexasFootball.com.